everybody, and welcome to another weekly connection. So here we are out on the patio. We had lovely rain yesterday. We tried to do a shoot, but it didn't quite work out. So here we are today, and I wish you were here because you can still smell the chaparral and all the lovely plants that got a good dose of watering yesterday all day long. And so we are always grateful in the desert for water. We've been getting a good amount of it, good monsoon season. So today we have Lord Lanto leading our discussion, and we have Jaculin, Saint Germain, Lord Katumi, and of course Mehe and T. So it's going to be action-packed. So let's get ourselves ready. Let's get ourselves connected. So we're going to take the aura spray. Good. Now, Lord Lanto is the Lord of the second ray, but he was one of the original ascended masters that devoted themselves to Earth as a fledgling conscious planet. In other words, a planet that holds conscious mortals, assisting us to become light beings. So he originally worked where Lord Mehe is, and then I don't know who did what or why, but he and Sanat Kumar decided that he would be at the sacral chakra. And you know, Lord Katumi talks a lot about the sacral chakra. And so it's actually Lord Lanto who is heading that up as we are shifting from the lower third dimensional being to a higher fifth dimensional being. So he asked for that position because of the transition we are in. So let's get our cosmic thrust oil, and we get one drop. We rub our hands together and get those esters moving. Bring it into our energy field. Cup your hands together. And that just 15-second short meditation, breathing that in, brings you back heaven and earth, protects you at your solar plexus. I like to carry it with me because if I have a gitchy moment, I can get myself right back on center. Or if I feel threatened in any way, that's why it's called a protection oil. I have that extra added protection at the solar plexus. So today we're going to talk about yin and yang, male and female. And let me preface, before we even start, Lord Lanto said I should bring this up, is that we're not talking about your sexuality or your preferences for sexuality or any of that. That is an entirely different topic that we're not going to discuss today. But what we are going to discuss is where the planet is in relationship to the male and the female and the yin and the yang, which affects people's choices in sexuality. But we're not going to talk about that part. We're going to talk about just what's happening with the male and female energy on this planet, which is part of that sacral chakra coming into its own. So we have a chakra kit that this is called Divine Balance, sometimes called Divine Ribbons. But we call it just Divine Balance, which is a yin and yang symbol showing the bringing in the feminine into the balance. For every yin, you have to have yang. For every yang, you have to have yin. You have a little bit of male and a little bit of female, a little bit of female and a little bit of male. You can't be just one or the other, especially on Earth, where this dichotomy, this yin and the yang, always flowing within and without of each other, is essential. So what the planet is doing, and this is on a laminate kit, unfortunately, but I wanted to show you the symbol today because when we work with the energy field inside the box, which is in between the layers, we're actually moving that energy, and then the symbol imparts that. So it really works to bring that into your subconscious and then your consciousness. So this symbol, when did we start using this, Patrick? Maybe like 15 years ago?
Yeah,
as
16 years.
Yeah, when we really felt the divine feminine coming into play on the planet. So it's very popular, and it's really good if you're trying to get an understanding of that yin and yang in the male and the female. And you know, a lot of women have a problem with the way that male dominance has been over the feminine. But the feminine is coming back into her power. One is not better than the other. This is extremely important. It's like men aren't bad and women aren't good and women aren't subjugated and dumb and men are smart. All of that is incorrect. There should be the balance of yin and yang. We need each other. We need the yin and we need the yang. Now, a lot of you know that I am one of those types of beings that remember and can be beyond time and space. So I remember the beginning of time. So one of the stories that happened tens of thousands of years ago, getting up there in tens of thousands of years, very, very long ago. If you're looking at it, it's very hard because it started on another dimension and then moved down into the third dimension. And you know, time and space don't work when you're working through dimensions. They're all different. So anyway, it was a long, long time ago. Mars was inhabited by beings. And they were very warlike, very young, very destructive. So destructive that they used chemical warfare to destroy their entire planet and every being on it, except for those rascals, as I call them, that escaped in spaceships. So this is your sci-fi story for the day. Remember that Earth at one time was at a higher vibration and fell downward in Atlantis to get to 3D. Before that, Atlantis was at 5D. So technology was more, you know, consciousness was more. So this is even before that. Okay, it's when human form was just beginning on this cycle of the planet. So these beings were technologically extremely advanced. So they had to go find somewhere to go. I think it's just hysterical that we're trying to go back to Mars. You know? Don't you think that's funny? Anyway, so these beings wanted to conquer the less advanced Earth beings. It's a long, drawn-out story, and I could do a whole workshop on this, but we're just trying to cap it over. So this being presented himself, there were several, but presented themselves as gods to a less experienced form of mortal. And this is even before there was a lot of seeding going on, okay? So they were pretty basic. And it was all a matriarchal society at that time. And this is where Lord Lonto is coming in, really adamant about shifting back to this matriarchal society, because what happened was this guy from Mars. So funny, when I was a kid, they would have the Martian movies on, and this is telling you how old I am, when they had like the invasion from Mars. And I would laugh as a kid, and I go, no, they already invaded. And that wasn't what they looked like. Anyway, they invaded Earth and wanted to dominate the life form on this planet, and succeeded by taking the matriarchal core and breaking it down. So they said to the male, oh, you're stronger, you provide food, why are they the hub, you know, the focus of energy in your tribe? And so the men were taught how to subjugate the women, and when the woman was good, You buy her a diamond from Jared's. And when she's bad, you punish her. So this actually applies even today in our society, all these years later. But this is what we're breaking down. This is what we're doing. You don't get rewarded because you're a good little girl, in a male society. Most of us, that puts our hackles right up, because a woman is not a sex object. But in the patriarchal society, the majority of them consider a woman as menial and pretty much there for reproductive services. So I guess that's correct. But anyway, so now the yang is out of balance, and we're starting, so women, starting in my generation, started to say, we are not going to just go to college to find a man. We have a career. We have goals. We have ambitions. So now the women have gone through the thing where they were like high heels and suits and were like just acting like men in power. And now they're realizing that they are a power. That yin is very powerful, and it's a good balance in male and female. And so you can see the divine feminine coming into understanding and recognizing and knowing who they are, and not putting up with that male dominance anymore. So we're going to go after this balance of yin and yang. In 5D, there is a balance of yin and yang. Both are equally valid and valued. So this is our goal, is to be the balance. I have male and female in me. Pat has male and female in him. That was one of my attractions to him, was that his male and female was fairly balanced, which is hard to find. I wouldn't be attracted to a guy that didn't have a balance of male and female energy. So this is important for us to know, whether you're a man or a woman, that as we come into this balance, we're going to honor and respect each other for our differences, as we are different. And then work in harmony, in balance together. So let's focus on that as we bring in that balance of feminine, as the feminine starts to recognize herself as a divine being. And as we shift more back to matriarchal society, which we are. In 5D, it's matriarchal. And that doesn't mean women are better. It means that we have found a balance between male and female. And the female is the hub of the wheel. And that's all it means. We each have jobs and positions. So let's bring that light in, that we can get that balance with Mother and Father God. And bring that energy in from source, that we bring in the yang and that golden light, and we bring it all the way down through our bodies and into the earth, and we bring it around our back, and the yin comes up and now joins with the yang and comes down again and up again and down again and up again. And you keep doing that rotation to bring that balance of heaven and earth into your energy field. And when we get triggered by a lot of the atrocities that are out there, you want to really make sure that you balance yourself back in and be strong, because you don't want to be a negative force for that. It feeds it. You want to be a positive force. So you want to go nix to the negative feelings and send love to those who are unaware, who are dense in vibration. And that's how we lift it, and that's how we change it. And you see it changing all over the world, and I know that some of the areas in this world are not. But there still is an awareness of a trend toward women equality, even though they don't have it. So we're bringing that orbit around. And we bring it around. And the mother is so happy that you are this tether of energy. And now we're going to bring it up and waterfall out, right? And we're going to waterfall that through our root chakra, which is going to change all those DNA patterns that you are born with. We shift those into higher vibrational and into the sacral chakra, where we get all of this old behavior that is tens of thousands of years that we have been wearing this. And let's dissolve it. And let's bring in that balance of yin and yang, of male and female, into the sacral chakra. It's amazing how just bringing that balance in helps the sacral chakra enormously. And then we radiate it out through our power center to know that I am a woman of power. And my power is love. Because that's what real power is. And I show that through my heart chakra. I radiate that love. And I express it through my throat. And my third eye, really important for this. I know. I do not doubt myself. I know I am a being of powerful energy, of light and awareness. And that my job as the light seed is to wear my crown of light so that you can see that balance of yin and yang. You know, when you meditate, you balance the left and the right brain hemispheres, which are kind of the yin and the yang. And it brings you that into balance, so it makes it much easier for you to understand or to let go of old dogmas. So just practice this orbit, and the orbit brings you into that balance of male and female energy. And you want to wear that light all the way out 18 inches. We've upped it to 18 now because there's so much going on. And you want to let those who do not know any better munch and crunch your light so that they do know better. Because you're the juice bar. You're the light seed. And you're happy to do that because now you can see through their eyes what they think is right. And in that way, you come to an understanding that you can help to expand and to grow them. You'll never help by hating them or by yelling at them or judging them. So our job is to become aware and understand those that are not aware. So be our divine male and female, and that balance of male and female in everything that you do. And we can shift this planet to a happier place. So I want to thank Lord Lanto. He doesn't usually come around. And I hope you had a good time, and I will see you next week. Be sure to like me and all that. And we're having a sale. So go on the site and check it all out. I love you. Bye-bye.